afterwards, we want to set something up where I go meet her, take pictures and all that other stuff. It was so bananas. We waited for like maybe an hour and just figured maybe she was tired or she changed her mind. It was in New York, so from Jersey. We get on the highway, we're going back over, cross the bridge into Jersey, and then we get the phone call to come. So I didn't get a chance to meet her at all that night, but it was still just an honor to share the stage.
Yes.
And I sat while she performed. I sat on the side of the stage, which I do with most artists that I open up for, just to kind of learn, watch what they do, see what works. And she was just amazing, man. She was amazing.
That is, I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, Patti LaBelle. That's
Yeah,
just like Aretha Franklin. Patti LaBelle, I mean, as
yeah,
soon as you think Patti, I'm just ready to just let the wings just go, and just fly.
yeah.
She just makes you want to soar. But that is awesome. I mean, you have had an extraordinary an extraordinary career. I mean, even just from the beginning of how your beginnings began with the stage plays and the girl. Are you gonna write a story or do a story about you and your journey?
So I did write a. So I wrote a story. There is a film that I've written that parallels my life. So most of the things that I write about, I've never been through them. It's just me being creative. But there is one film that I wrote that is very close to my real life.
Hmm.
And I'm looking to have that out by next summer. So summer 2022. It's called
And so,
Husband Material.
because you'll be back to talk about that too, when it
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna blow you up. So yeah, he will be back to talk.
Absolutely.
I'm waiting on the person. Now, I'm so ready. You gotta excuse me. I'm a hyper one, okay? But I'm gonna tell you this: that movie, I jumped. I was talking to the screen, and my heart just dropped. I'm not gonna tell y'all about it. Y'all gonna have to go and watch this, okay? It is,
Okay.
you have to go and watch it. So the movie Attacked at All Angles premiered June 24th of this year.
Oh, you got me. That's a good one. I don't remember the date. It was in June. I'm gonna take your word for it. I believe it was the 24th.
It And this this movie literally touched on black on black crime between gang members. It touched on unlawful police killings
Mhm.
that really didn't need to happen.
Mhm.
It touched on a mother's love for her son.
Yeah.
It touched on a father's understanding of, you know, I'm your man, I'm your boy, I got your back.
Yeah.
It was so many different dynamics in this movie that you saw at all points. And you see the instinct of a mother in this from the beginning, from the get go.
Mhm.
Tell us about Attacked at All Angles.
Sure thing. So that was my first short film. So that is the first short film that I produced. How it came about. So I was watching I remember when George Floyd was murdered, and I remember that making national headlines. I can remember watching TV. I remember my social media feed was crazy. Um and rightfully so, right? It should have happened. That needed to happen to kind of wake people up that were sleeping. And then I could remember that the Tuesday after, I want to say, I was reading the news and I saw an article about there were 49 people who were shot in Chicago, right? And 10 of them died, and you didn't hear anything about it. And so for me, this was something that I've talked to my friends and my family about in the past, about how we seem to give more weight to one than the other. And
Yes.
so I wanted to create some dialogue to show that they are both equally important, and
Mm-hmm.
that not to take away. So a lot of times what I in my experiences what happens is we make it an either or issue. Like we have
Mm-hmm.
to either focus on police killings against blacks or black on blacks, but it can never be both. And so
Right.
attack from all angles, the goal of that was to show that they are both valid points on each side. And we have
Right.
to attack all of these angles with similar intensity because there is one main objective in both of those, which is saving black lives.
Just you speaking about it, it brings me back to the table where you are explaining the importance of the
Mhm.
equality in both issues, and how it is senseless to see one mother lose a son to gang on gang violence, to black on black violence, and the other mother lose a son to um, being killed by a cop. And at the same time, you see the church members just kind of keep going as it didn't matter, but they were there for her, but it didn't matter. But everybody came in, just like you said, even with the media. Media was, they're calling her, and
Yeah.
she didn't have to call them. And I love that scene. That scene was so important because it makes you think, man, this is really happening right now in our community all over the world, and everybody is doing the exact same thing. They may not realize it, but they are,
Yeah.
because it seems, but the loss is still great. The loss is still equal. But what do we do to rectify
Yeah.
what's happening? And
Yeah.
you, ladies and gentlemen, you have to see this film. If there's nothing else you do, go to YouTube and watch Attacked at All Angles. This is something that, because we are all so involved, we all feel the pain, you know, and all lives matter. But in our community, this is where we really need to pull together and
Yeah.
really need to look at things in an equal way, and not as one matters a little bit more than the other, and we're going to put more attention to the cop killings and not to the black on black crime, when in all reality we should be supporting one another
Yeah.
and being there for one another and coming up with solutions
Yeah.
because there's always the solution. There's a problem, but there's always a solution.
Yeah.
And I love how you bring the awareness.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's, I don't see anybody doing this. And I'm so happy that you are putting out films like this. God said that when I went into radio, I didn't know I was going to go into radio, but God told me you have to reach the masses, and it was going to be through media. So it's going to be through media and films that the word has got to get out about the movement, about coming together and coming up with solutions, and let's sitting down together to rectify and do things, and put jobs out there, put some things out there to where we can keep our young men off the street. Give them something to look forward to, instead of
Yeah.
being in a, not even, I don't even want to say a community. It takes a community to make a change. They say it takes a village to raise one child. Well, we as a community and we as a people should be helping to raise one another, encourage one another. And that's what you do in your films. And I love it. I
Thank you.
love it. So
Thank you.
I want to put it out there again. I want you to put it out there again. Go watch this film. I will most definitely have the link at the bottom in the show, and so it'll be there for people to click on. I'm going to continue to spread the word. Tell everybody where they can reach you, and what do you have coming up next? Is the film for next year? Is that the next project?
No, so well, everybody can reach me at A Diamond ENT. So that's my social media handle. If you go to YouTube and just type in A Diamond ENT, it'll bring you to my page. So that's where you can kind of keep up with me. So my next project, it's called A Diamond Holiday, and it's a full film. And we just literally wrapped Sunday. So now go in the editing process, but it was a very long process. We put in 4 days what most people do in 10 to 12 days. So the days were extremely long, but the cast was amazing. Everybody kept positive attitudes. And so this film, it's a holiday film about the Thomas family. And this is a family that they're from the hood, but they've since moved on. So they're not rich, but they're middle class. But it's one of those where you can take the family out the hood, but not the hood out the family. So there's a lot of love, a lot of laughter, a lot of things that go left. Like we literally had a ball the entire time, and to hear those words come to life, I really think this is going to be something that everyone can enjoy. For me, I write my stories from the black perspective. But what I've come to realize is that although I'm writing from a black perspective, that doesn't limit it to just black people. And so I really feel like definitely black people, if you're you're gonna know this family. You're gonna know one of or two or three of these characters in the family. I know that person there in the play, I mean in the film, it might be the character's name is Khalil, but in your family it might be Uncle Junebug. You know what I mean? Right. So it's one of those things where they're relatable. And so that's coming out. The date, the tentative date is Thanksgiving.
Oh, this year.
Yeah, this year.
Hold on, let me give him the eye. Y'all, we gonna be.
I'm coming back if you'll have me.
Oh yes, you are coming. He's coming back. We gotta talk about his new movie that's coming up Thanksgiving. See, y'all, look, he's getting us ready for the theater. Y'all know how we have our dinner, right? And y'all know how we are. We have our dinner, okay? We got a turkey and a candy yams and everything. And then guess what we're gonna do after that? We're going to the movie.
That's it.
And we're going to watch his movie. Okay? So
that's it.
Look, families of all colors, let's have a tentative date at theaters. Go to your AMC, your Cinemark, wherever it's gonna be showing. We're gonna be there and we're going to support Andre Davis. And guess what? He's coming back to my show. And I get to say, I know him. I'm a fan. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You guys make sure you go watch Attack at All Angles. Let that be your little Friday night movie. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link. And when I drop the link today, I want everybody to go and watch it. Go watch it and then hit me up and tell me what you think. And we're gonna let Andre in and let him just go to town. I mean, we got to spread the word, you guys. We have to spread the word as a community. We have to spread the word as a people. And we have to make sure that we get the word out. And so if he can put this out there, we can support him and help him all the way through. I'm so excited. I want to say thank you so much for being on the show. And give us the name again, one more time, of your new movie that's coming out in Thanksgiving 2021.
Sure. So the new movie coming out Thanksgiving 2021 is A Diamond Holiday. Attack from All Angles is on YouTube right now. It's free, so there's literally no excuse for people not to watch it. It's free. And again, you can follow me on all social media, and my website is A Diamond ENT.
We want to thank you, Andre Davis, CEO